Alright guys, so it's your boy, it's your host with the most, boy. It's fucking Tito.tv in this bit. Alright, so, welcome to the KvKGsG channel. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and get in this interesting cases here. We are 7 days to die live, and we're gonna see what we have. Alright, we'll give everybody about 5 minutes to get in here. Nothing crazy's happened, so everybody just kind of...
rap game can get wild. From shootouts to fistfights, you never know what you're going to deal with when you go out in public as a rapper. Sometimes the drama is over street beef, sometimes it's between two feuding rappers. Here's a look at some of the craziest rapper fights that have gone down in the past few years. The Game versus Bodie Glock. Dacian Taylor, better known as The Game, is a rapper from Compton, California. He was one of the biggest West Coast artists to emerge in the early 2000s, and overall has had a pretty successful career. that included Billboard hits and plenty of beef. The Game was at one point a member of G Unit. However, he was placed into the group by Dr. Dre, not by its founding members 50 Cent, Tony Yayo, and Lloyd Banks. Game and 50 ended up fighting over the direction of the group, which led to one of the most notable beefs in the history of hip-hop. Ironically, beef stemmed from Game's refusal to beef with other rappers. 50 demanded that all the members of his crew inherit as many feuds with other rappers. It was half the rap game at the time. The Game was cool with this and some of the low-hanging fruit like Ja Rule and Joe Budden, but when it came to legends like Nas and Jadakiss, he had to draw the line. 50's demands for absolute loyalty led him and the Game to butt heads, which eventually escalated to an all-out war. Game and 50 Cent never actually got to the point of physical violence. However, Game did get into it with the lesser-known G-Unit affiliate named 40 Glock. 40 Glock is a rapper from Colton, California. His manager also managed a legendary rap duo, Mobb Deep, who signed to G-Unit Records at the time. 40 Glock eventually signed to Mobb Deep's imprint, Infamous Records, under the G-Unit imprint. Despite being from the West Coast, 40 Glock was riding for 50 in the East Coast. Unlike the Gang, 40 Glock was more than willing to take on some of 50's league, which included the one with the Game himself. Both parties exchanged disses on records and interviews. So one day in 2012, the Game was spoken by 40 Glock outside a mansion in Hollywood. The fight was captured on camera. In the video, the Game clearly has the upper hand. Yeah. Let's go. It doesn't look like 40 Glock wants to smoke, but after talking all that shit, it's tough to just back down. The Game ends up throwing some serious punches, chasing 40 down the street, and then eventually, he escaped. 40 Glock ended up filing a lawsuit after the incident and sued Game for $4.5 million for his pain and suffering. The Game went on to pound the rapper for claiming to be from the streets, but snitching to the police after a simple fist fight. In the lawsuit, Cody alleges that Game and 10 other men jumped him outside of the Hollywood Hills party. He says they assaulted him and pulled a gun on him in a manner that made him fear for his life and experience severe PTSD. The judge did not find his claim credible and only awarded him $3,000 for being assaulted. The Game didn't miss out on a chance to clown the rapper on Instagram while in court, trashing him for bringing the beef to court, despite claiming to be a super grip. The two continued to send shots at one another for years. However, it's hard for Cody Glock to continue to act hard after he got his ass beat and made a failed attempt to bring the fight to court. So the Game took the W on that one. The Game wasn't the only industry rapper to get into a public fight with another artist on camera. These next two rappers incited a huge brawl backstage at the BET Awards in 2012. Here's the wild story. Rick Ross and Young Jeezy fight. William Roberts, a.k.a. Rick Ross, and J. Wayne Jenkins, a.k.a. Young Jeezy, are two legends in the rap game. Both have had platinum hits and were responsible for shaping the sound of Southern hip-hop and mainstream rap in the early 2000s. Although initially, the two artists were cool, they started sending subliminal disses to one another in the summer of 2010, and the beef escalated into an all-out brawl at the BET Awards in 2012. Beef stems from a track that Rick Ross released in 2010 called BMF, Long Money Fast, on his Albert Anastasia EP. The song was a reference to the Black Mafia family, a drug trafficking and money laundering ring that was led by the street legend Big Meech. BMF was indicted by the DEA back in 2005, and both Meech and his brother were sentenced to 30 years in prison. Before the charge, BMF dabbled in the entertainment industry and was known for promoting artists like Young Jeezy. Jeezy was close to Big Meech and has referenced his association with the BMF organization many times. So when Rick Ross claimed association with BMF, Jeezy felt disrespected because Ross was never part of the crew's inner circle. He responded with a remix of Blowin' Money Fast called Death Before Dishonor, a track that featured Big Meech himself. Despite the disses, both artists claimed there were no issues and that it was simply for competition. However, things were certainly tense. The situation escalated after an interview was released with Young Jeezy. He walks around the streets of Miami yelling, "Where your favorite rapper at?"
What is it? What is it, Jeezy? Where your favorite rapper at? I don't see it. I'm on the streets.
Although they don't mention Ross by name, the hustling rapper was the only Florida-based artist. Jeezy was allegedly picking up the time. Both rappers continued to claim in interviews that there were no real issues, and the media was blowing everything out of proportion. However, that was before the 2012 BET Awards, where the two artist crews bumped into each other and all hell broke loose. According to sources who saw it go down, the confrontation escalated from arguing to shoving to an all-out brawl. TMZ captured the whole thing. However, it's tough to make out exactly what's going on because the hallway is full of people. Rick Ross can be seen shirtless and being escorted away by security. The know something crazy must have popped off. After that incident, the beef never got violent again. Allegedly, GI stepped in to create peace between the two camps. Ross and GZ officially squashed their beef in 2014 with the track War Ready for Ross's album Mastermind. So since then, we haven't had any real issues. The Eagles ended up getting in the way, and the confrontation was done.
Alright, guys, let's do it.
Abortion.
Hello. Hey. How did everything go? Right. What time y'all leaving?
10. He's got to have his PET scan at 7:30, and he's got an appointment tomorrow. He's got an appointment Friday. He's got one Monday. He's got one Tuesday. He's got one Wednesday.
Woo!
And then after all of these, when he's going to genetic, we got to go to the geneticist on Tuesday. We got to go, I don't remember, to the surgeon because they're going to open it back up again. They're waiting on the scan. It's in the lymph system. And they didn't get clean margins.
So they lied to you.
No, they didn't know.
Oh,
They tried to
okay,
take
okay.
as much. We were waiting on
But that's why the pathology had to look into it, because you're not going to be able to tell without that, correct? So when you're in there cutting, you
just
can tell.
and they cut clean areas away. Well, unfortunately, they're both dad's cancers too, and the largest tumor was 5.2 centimeters. That's huge. I know they won't give a prognosis caveats. We asked for prognosis, and they won't give one.
They're not going to give one until they have all that.
Until the PET scans back. Exactly. Now, that'll be Monday. We'll have the results of the gifts.
You might not want to hear prognosis. I'm just being honest with you.
Well, I asked for one today just so they can give me that, because you have to see if it's already spread throughout the body. that is going to change dramatically. So we don't give prognosis to every stage.
Right, and that's obvious because I mean we no offense, but it doesn't take a rocket science to say, oh, it's all over your body. This is where you have the time to live. I don't need you then. You know, I mean, no offense. You know what I mean? Like, but I get it. So okay, so every avenue that we turn down, it's basically, well, you don't want it to go this way, and then it goes that way. You don't want it to be hereditary. It's hereditary. You don't want it to be in the limb. It's in the limb. So, I mean, you know, and there's been small increments of sunlight.
Vascular involvement
Oh.
in the blood system.
Okay, well, that's a whole other step.
Thin in the blood, yeah.
So, if it's in the blood, it's a possibility. I ain't even going to say that. So, we're basically alerting no more answers, but if that's the case...
Well, we know it's going to be chemo when you're in full body
Well,
radiation.
I knew pretty much that was going to have to be the case. Definitely now, knowing what you know, but I mean, kind of tongue-tied. It's a lot to take in, and I mean, you know, for him, you know, to try to we have to be the ones to stay clear-headed, to be able to think ahead for him, because there's going to reach a point coming real soon that he's going to take all his strength away. You know, just like with his voice, it went faster than it was supposed to, but I think he was using it a lot more than he needed to. These little things are basically equaling bigger things.
Yeah, because it's in the parathyroid system, it's in the lymph nodes, and in parathyroid. The next thing after means they have to be this special massive in his face.
His face is too big.
They're looking at the brain.
Okay, so it's in the blood. Okay. Alright, so traces of blood. I'm going ahead and writing down this so that way I can explain to her. Because I'm not in the room with her, I'm out here doing a live streams and stuff. Doing some work, so I'm gonna write down everything we're talking about, because you know I'm not good with the, you know, exactly. I just ain't good with this shit, man. But damn, man. All right. Yeah, I wasn't trying to bother you. I just been kind of, you know, trying to stay closer to y'all because I've been worried about him. So I'm trying to make sure that I know how you don't answer. That way, if I keep bombarding you, I know you will. No offense. You know what I mean? And you always told me to get your flowers, so I wanted to make sure that you seen how much work I'm doing. I couldn't get the fuck out of bed this morning.
I bet.
She had to beat on me to. I did so good. I look back at the photos. I don't need anybody to tell me shit. I did good. I did before and afters. Holy fuck, Mom! Wait till I send you those.
It looks really good.
Does it? Well, it's about to get fucking destroyed. We got a storm coming with fucking 70-mile-an-hour winds. I can't believe it. I looked at her and she said, "I'm so sorry, sweetie. You know I'm gonna have to fucking get on the roof, it's gonna be a fucking pain in my ass. Tuesday's gonna be us cleaning up so much."
I just got ready to fucking, what do you call it, travel trailer fucking fucker who just drive all over the country.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. Just freaking damn parts.
I mean, Mom, that's not normal. 70-mile-an-hour windstorms at the fucking second day of spring. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard of spring showers. Have you ever heard of this? I mean, come on. Jesus.
Well, that's like them telling them, well, you have advanced medullary.
So it's no longer medullary, now it's advanced.
Advanced.
Okay, that's something else I need to write down then. Advanced, medullary. So it's graduated. within a 5-day period. Okay, traces in blood. Okay, so we need PET scan.
Full body PET.
And that's full body.
Yeah. That's Friday.
And that'll be Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. It has made it into the lymph node.
And the vascular system.
Lymph. And
vascular.
Vascular. I'm gonna put what? Lymph and vascular traces?
No, it's
or
they
what
came back malignant. Yeah,
so just put malignant
yep.
in. Trying to figure out how to word it.
The parathyroid
that's it.
came back. Parathyroid from the brain. That's what the one, the brain.
Okay.
Malignant.
So the brain. So parathyroid, comma brain.
Yeah.
Malignant. And then malignant. So that means that something's in the brain, but we don't know what.
Well, it's in the stem right there. We don't know if it's.
So if it's out of the stem,
do the
then
body first.
Okay.
And while they build the face mask.
I was also told
his face is going to be measured on
if you're going.
for a face.
I was also told by several nurses, doctors, that if you yourself is going to go on the internet, to make sure that you take a good amount of time on the website from Johns Hopkins. They have some of the best info on medullary, supposedly.
Okay.
I didn't know this, and there's another one that I'll get back to you on, but I'm going to actually give you the address, and it's a leading medullary research for cancer.
Well, they did mention that. They also mentioned that everything that they did there, if it's in the spleen, and this is because of the blood test.
Okay.
They had a lot of blood work come back, and because of the samples they took, that it is a high chance that it is in other organs by this point, and that means chemotherapy, which they're probably going to do that anyway, but also alternative medications and several studies he can be put in.
Okay.
But she wouldn't give me a prognosis. Kathy said, ask for a prognosis. I did. She said, I can't do this to you. She said, we have to have all these answers back. Had it not been medullary and it not been advanced, if they had got clean margins, I would feel okay if that. If it had been in the lymph system at 36, it's out of it's like there's 12 on one and 11 of them are bad. There's another one that there's 12 and there's 6 of them that are bad. They're all at 50% or more. It has very few benign ones.
Okay.
For sure, he's got to have the other side of his neck go. For sure. They're going to have to cut the muscle and go back. They didn't get enough on the other, so they're going to try to get more. But if they went so far that they can't get any more.
Jesus. Okay. Damn.
If because they said it was all the way back to bone, and I guarantee you they're looking at bone and all too. So this is bad. This is fucking bad.
I mean, I'm aware. I'm fully aware. I may not understand everything, but you know what I mean? You don't need to have to understand anything if you understand how bad or how advanced, let's just put it that way, how far along it actually is, which means that it could have been further along even before you noticed it. I hate to break the news to myself and me, Bree, everyone else. I think this was going on about 3 to 5 years ago, or it started approximately 3 years ago, somewhere around there, or that it's been started 10 years. You really don't know because of how hereditary cancer works and what I've read about it. Did you know that this shit could start up and then go dormant? But once it starts, that's it? I don't understand it.
If they can't operating for one side because he has glial cells in it. And they'll do what they can, blast it into radiation. It came out, and then they'll try experimental. And she said, but that would be the one that would upset this whole apple cart. Because if we can't get that out,
or until we advance in medicine, because there is still advancing. I mean, they may tell you we're reaching the pinnacle, but we're not. The thing is there's something better than fucking radiation. You feel me?
She said after with some of the experimental, some kind of gene therapy.
Yeah.
Yep. Some kind of proton therapy.
Again, and I'm telling you, man, shit gets pretty complex, but it's very interesting. I mean, we both know that it really, I mean, they probably have the cure for all of everything for the most part by now. Now it boils down to the social fabric of where we are. But once certain cancers reach a certain stage, I don't think that there's anything that can save it.
Well, that's what I think that's what she was kind of saying today, that if we know that margin's not clean,
that's right.
You can get it on.
And there's a lot of answers that got answered just with a little bit of blood work. So and then now that they know that, like you said, the margins, you know for a fact, weren't
not clean.
And that means they went back to work as well as healing. Which that, doesn't sound like a big thing, but it is, because you just cut on it. And the way that the body heals, it's going to be taking, sugars, starches, as well as everything else, trying to rebuild. And if I'm correct, as it rebuilds, the cancer rebuilds. I don't think I'm wrong on that. However, that's what the diet, that's what other things are to help your body better prepared for the fight. However, it doesn't guarantee nothing, like you said. And you could do everything right and have one thing in that bone stay there, and then it jumps and does what it needs.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Once it's left its original site and it's called invasion.
Okay.
It's just an invasion, a vascular invasion. She said it's truly what it sounds like, an invasion. And it's very hard to stop.
And then if you believe in the fact that I don't trust shit out of most things, and I'm pretty sure that COVID had something to do with accelerating things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like anything. I'm starting to understand that this was a bioweapon. And this weapon was pretty much made to hyper accelerate anything. Like I noticed, even if you have the flu, if you catch the flu with COVID, it becomes deadly. COVID's not deadly at all, matter of fact. It's deadly because
what comes with it.
If you got it, you got it. I'm talking about every single thing that I looked up, it affected. You got blister problems, it fucking affects them. And the reason why is because I read it's in the nervous system. Once it makes it there,
they had preliminary studies that showed that marijuana smokers have less risk because it keeps the inflammation down and gets rid of the cough and get rid of the
because
the
you're actually
or whatever it is, the virus.
The actual infected
and you shed them
cells.
much
You
quicker,
shed them.
and your body.
And you also want to set them.
Because that area in the chest has a lot of
cannabinoids. How do you say that word?
I can't say it.
I can't. Cannabinoids or something, but I can't say it either. But I know cannabinoids. That's how I'm gonna say it. But I know what you're talking about. And the thing about it is that now that we're allowed to study marijuana, and I'm not talking about just getting an old joint and getting high. I'm talking about Rick Simpson oil. Don't know if you've ever heard it, but I will be trying to get a hold of it. He's gonna need these things. Not black tar heroin, but black tar marijuana. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. But it's just the basic, nothing but THC boiled down to its original form.
Yeah.
And what you do is you put it inside of a fucking something and you swallow it. You parachute it. It's absolutely disgusting. But
well, she saw it there and she discussed that about cannabis. So she didn't have a problem with it. And she said, as a matter of fact, she said, you know, we're still in the diagnostic phase. She said, I did have a diagnosis. And she said, I got a straight shoot. She's young, Tyler. She's like 36 years fucking old. And she's a special fucking oncologist. And she's young, had long, dark hair. And she's like, I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't shoot shit to people. And you'll have to excuse me. She said, but this is serious business and you need serious answers.
no shit.
Yeah. And she said, as what do you know? And he said, well, his thyroid was cancerous and he had 2 metastases removed. And that test came back that it was medullary cancer. She said, that's all you know? Because he said, yes.
So they broke out the reality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, along with the
Yeah,
studies.
she said, what's my job to inform you and interpret these best for you? She said, yes, this is what this means. She went line by line
Now,
and pointed
that
it out.
is kind of why the doctor didn't want you to do your own research, because this was better for you to hear it and break down from her. And I really truthfully believe they have a plan when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Because that first thing she said, what do you know?
Right. Let's get an
And she
idea
said,
of how
that's
you need to
good
be
start,
approached.
but I'm here to answer your questions and get you up to date because we didn't get
And when I mean roll, you're God knows.
I mean, the fucking PET scan this week, it took us 9 months to get the original.
But now we know. See, that's the difference. There's so much people clogging the system, I hate to say it, that are, oh, I need to be scanned. Okay, well, you know, here's
Scanning
the
all
thing.
the fucking COVID patients that don't need it because their insurance will pay for it.
That's right, because it pays, because you got it. You paid. You got it.
Yep.
Same reason that when you die, they write it off. I'm not stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not dumb.
Yep.
And it may be coming out the door, but I was right. I was right. They announced today that they had their first ever big meeting at the British Parliament. 20% of the bastards got sick with COVID. And they sent all the ones from back from, and every one of them that was visiting from the U.S., guess what? They sent them back to the U.S. with it.
Wow.
They said that they needed to quarantine. Well, Mama, wouldn't you want to quarantine where the hell you are? You know what I mean? So they put them on a fucking plane and sent them back over here. When I was reading the article, like the way they wrote the article, didn't even know, wasn't a big deal. That I'm like, they're not seeing the reality of the situation. So, but it really doesn't matter because that's what they're going to want to push for. Just like they got signed on for the 4th dose that I told you about. Now they're saying that the older folks can be hit with their 4th dose. And they encourage.
All right, I'm gonna bring Mr. up right now.
Anything that because I'm telling you, man, that I'd rather be safe than
Fuck
sorry.
my other plants up.
I mean, we're just gonna have to pray, I guess. I've been moving shit around. I started watering my other one to bring it back out. So we got to bring our giant tire, whatever it's called, but we got to start bringing it back up.
How did your lily look? Your voodoo lily? Did you look at it in the bag?
I didn't.
Can you plant that?
Well, we could. It's been raining. It's been raining all day.
It's not raining here.
Oh, it's not raining there? See, it's raining here. And we're supposed to plant it today, but it's been.
Well, you put it tomorrow.
But we did discuss where it's going. We know exactly where to go. We know exactly where's the hole. You know what I mean? And we even told the parents, like, okay, this is what we want to do. Y'all got any suggestions? And they were like, well, kind of like what y'all are doing with it. So we're getting everything prepared. And I've got all the other stuff in the front. I've got it outside in the rain, getting it used to where it's at. It's not gonna move, so I might as well get acclimated. And I still got to figure out the exact triangle. I'm gonna take another picture now that you can see all the plants out. I forgot the damn Adam's needle that's sitting out at your house.
I know. I told David that. I said again. I said he's wanting to get those shits planted because that one's gonna be the big one to get in the front of it.
I need it to be first so I can look at it. Yeah, plus I have to spray it, strip the leaves, and give it new dirt and acclimate it. But I keep forgetting, man. Damn. So much on my mind. Like, I could barely drive when I left. I was fucking tired, man. I was just like ready to get the fuck home. She was sick.
And that's gonna trash every bit of work we all did.
Well, not really, but yeah, a little bit. But can't change the fact that I got 5 pounds of leaves off the top of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, some of that stuff was suffering.
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh my God! I forgot to tell you. The clematis.
Yeah.
That climbs up. I don't know if you saw it. It has the best it's looked in 10 years, and it has. I got it. I blew on it last year, and it didn't bloom. So we'll have to do something special for it because it has bloom.
You need my bloom juice. That's what it needs.
Yeah. I should wait till after the rain, though.
Yep. You need to trace your thing, find out where its main root source is.
No, I know where it is. I planted it there. It's got a rock by it.
Hold on. Alright. So then I'm going to bring another one that's the same thing, but it's diluted into old fashioned. It can be sprayed on the leaves. And what you do is you spray, because they're like the ones with vines and leaves, they encourage you to
that's what this is. It's
spray
got the little tendrils, and
yeah.
It's for the first time it's actually holding on to the thing. It's strong at the bottom, because it was always just weak at the bottom.
Okay, good.
But
then what
I
we'll
think
do
part
is
of it was
right.
clipping up those trees out of there that I looked at.
Yeah. Especially oaks.
Get some sun to it, and the leaves did keep it warm. So I want to put some mulch around it, and I think it will do. So we'll work on that next time.
Perfect.
Because
well, like I said, during the week when you're walking and talking and jogging, you need to have a small notepad. That way you can be like, that way you get.
Yeah.
That way when you're done and I get there, and then when I'm done, you can look. And, damn. Just like this last one, it's just like holy shit.
Yeah.
And then you start.
Oh, Tyler, it looks great. I cannot believe how good it looks. Well, oh my gosh, it has all kinds of big leaves. It's got the pod is stirring.
Some of these
flowers are stirring.
Some of your plants are looking way better than usual. I think you're going to have a super successful spring and summer. As well as my second year, I'm coming in. Yeah. I've lost 60% of my plant ratio, and I'm still.
I did the first few years, but mine's finally starting to come together. Yours is coming together.
But I didn't lose the ones that I was expected to lose. I lost the fucking toughest ones, which is funny.
Yeah.
I lost the fucking cactuses. Like, how do you kill cactuses?
Okay, what is it? Iron twist focus leaves. Yeah.
We got everything else planted though. Stuff that like the stuff we could do in the park.
You might want to look up that doo-doo lily and make sure it's tolerant to be outside. It might have to go in a pot. I haven't looked it up yet. I didn't look at any, but I forget about it. It did something with my fucking sheets that I had written on and all that shit. We need to look up doo-doo lily. I know the Dracula lily, and it is a cousin to the Dracula lily. So I'm assuming it is outside, but I always like to make sure so I don't take something wrong.
Right.
Well, even if you do plant it outside, you can pull it up in the fall if you like.
Yeah.
But, that's not wrong either. Because they love, I think this is like a chocolate. Let me look it up. I'll have to look it up.
I'm about to say, that's your best bet, is just to look it up. I've got my book. I'm looking for my books right now. There's my book. Man.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what's wrong. It's crazy.
It's about, I hate to say it, I know you're going to say no way, but it's actually time for you to upgrade, Mama. I just, your phone, yeah, because I have your version, mine's 4 versions past yours. You have the S10, right?
It's fine.
Oh, shit. Oh my god, yeah, baby dog. You got to upgrade. But I know damn old David won't agree with me, but, like, you're outdated. You have to upgrade every 2 years, or you get left behind. But what I did was I did the bullet, and I bought the the big boy this time. And I bought a rubber shit to go around it. You see mine. It's nice. So you got like the Samsung S9. I got like the S12 maybe or some shit, but it's called something else. I forget what it's called.
Alright, let's see. Voodoo Lily. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Crap. I hate y'all for putting them on sale after price dropped.
But you gotta think. How do we know that like those aren't a poor species or something? A lot of times when they have, I've been learning a lot. Like those sales might be for a reason, Mama. They might not be as good as the other species. You know what I mean though, like genetic wise, or they might be selling them because a lot of other places are selling them. You know what I mean? What I like to do is I get on Google and I see it, like the search terms of a flower. If they're like heightened, then you know that for some reason, you know what I mean, people are searching up. Like this year, you know what the most favored dog for the American Kennel Association was this year? Fucking Labradors. That's what I said. And they broke history because for the first time in 25 years, poodles entered the top 5. I guess poodles are like not a fucking dog that many people like. And pit bulls are now almost pretty much being considered the hate breed now. It used to be chows. Why was it chows, Mom? I don't understand that. They say your generation would understand why chows they used to be. Now pit bulls are taking over the most hated breed.
Yeah, chows can be gross.
I just thought they had an ugly tongue. They don't look scary to me. Like, they just look really furry, and everyone I've ever seen's been a homeless one. So, like, because I hear a lot of people say, oh no, they're super aggressive, and they'll bite. They're real food-driven. I'm like, I've never really seen them. Okay, so, lilies. Voodoo. A Madonna lily. Didn't even know they had that.
I'm sending you a picture of one and that's a nice picture.
Okay. Delilah's pretty. What are we looking up?
The voodoo.
Voodoo lily. I'm sorry. Lilies.
You got there.
I mean, this isn't easy information.
I don't know what.
It just keeps getting worse.
What he said.
I mean, at this point, they're going to fucking tell him he's got less than a year to live, which is going to be horrible to live. Like, absolutely fucking devastating. It almost makes me angry, not sad, which is not a good sign. Just doesn't seem fair, like he said. Doesn't seem very fair, but I'm starting to understand that life ain't fucking fair at all. The garden calendar. Oh, this is super neat. This will teach you how to stay longer. Why couldn't
I sent you 2 pictures.
Hold on, let me load it. So it's pink. Okay.
Yeah.
There's not much of a difference other than size, right?
Yeah, size and the throat is not.
The outside, right. you can tell there's more care to the one in the pot. Okay.
It's a voodoo lily. It's a cousin. I just thought it'd be cool to have the Dracula.
The differences in them are not like, they're not, it's not, you know what I mean?
It doesn't have as much foliage. I'm thinking it has as much foliage as much leaves.
Right.
So I don't think it has as much foliage. Alright then, I just was gonna tell you that, remind you about Voodoo Lily, and she's got her other bigger roots to plant. I gotta plant mine too. So.
Well,
Anyway.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll go let her know. Great. Alright, appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and tell her about David as well.
Yeah.
Oh, alright. I love you, and I'll call as usual and check on you tomorrow and see how whatever the fuck's going on goes.
God damn.
Alright, I love you. Alright, bye-bye.
Bye.